Howdy, this is David Groce, your Texas tax and lawman. In the last video, we talked about the simplification of the tax code embodied in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. Beyond this simplification to the single standard deduction, the new tax law simplifies the things we get to deduct on Schedule A. Schedule A is where we get to take our itemized deductions. We then get to deduct either the $10,000 standard deduction or our itemized deduction, whichever is larger. In the old law, we could itemize and deduct a variety of things, including charitable contributions, home mortgage interest, state income, and sales taxes, and our property tax. We also get to deduct other miscellaneous deductions like moving expenses, unreimbursed jobs expenses, investment expenses, and tax preparation fees. These other deductions were called brilliantly other miscellaneous deductions. The new law eliminates these other miscellaneous deductions, and for some of my clients, like pharmaceutical reps and traveling salespeople who deduct unreimbursed employee expenses like auto, travel, and meals, this is a big change and not necessarily a good one. From a tax practitioner standpoint, we will work with these individuals to restructure their agreements and maybe change to a contractor and file Schedule C, or set up an LLC business where we can take these deductions a different way. However, from the goal of simplifying the tax law, eliminating the other miscellaneous deductions is a win, not just in the form and our reporting, but also in the IRS's collection efforts and fights with us. Please understand, when the IRS wants to audit your personal return, it usually involves these other miscellaneous deductions. That's what we fight over. They question your unreimbursed employer expenses and your investment expenses. They make us prove up your auto mileage and the business purposes of your meals and travel. By removing these items from the deductions list and increasing the standard deduction, the new law simplifies what we can deduct and what we have to fight over on your Schedule A, which reduces time and cost to the IRS and taxpayers. So let's talk about the wins in the itemized deductions. The biggest winner is charitable deductions. You may find this hard to believe, but the old law actually limited the deduction that income earners over $250,000 could take. Average folks like you and me get to deduct our charitable giving. However, the P's limitation, as it was called, limited the deduction that earners over $250,000 got to take. The new law does away with that limitation, and now everyone can deduct their charitable giving, and I think that is a good thing. Also, if you have an existing home mortgage, you can still deduct your interest so long as your mortgage was under $500,000 for an individual or $1 million for a couple. The new law reduces that to $750 for a married couple and $375 for a single person. The next big change, and the one that will probably make families the most amount of money, is the child tax credit, which increased from $1,000 to $2,000, which is great. But more importantly, the phase out of the credit jumped from $110 to $400. That means that if you and your wife made more than $110,000, you did not get the child tax credit under the old law. Now the credit is $2,000 per kid, and the phase out does not start until $400,000. That means working families with a mom and dad together making more than $110 get the child tax credit for the first time in a long time. In the coming videos, I'll explain the difference between a credit and a deduction and why that is such a big deal. But today, let me finish with the big win, the pièce de résistance, the change to the individual tax rates. The attached chart shows the new lower rates for all income earners. Notice that this new lower 12, 22, and 32% bracket. Also notice that those married couples earning up to $165,000 now only pay a top rate of 24%, where under the old law, they paid at 28%. For our highest earners, the rate dropped from 39.6% to 37%. This means everyone who pays taxes pays less tax under the new law, which in my view is a good thing for America. I put more faith in hardworking individuals sitting at the kitchen table deciding what's best for them, their family, and their business than trusted the bloated bureaucrats and the fat cats sitting in Washington, D.C. deciding what's good for all of us. Starting next week, I'm going to dive into the changes for small business owners. So make sure to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss out. If you've missed the video on tax simplifications, you can click the link to see the video. Also, forward the video to a friend on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Adios. Texas tax and lawman legal disclaimer. Hey, I'm a lawyer. You know I have to have some lawyer mumbo jumbo. This is a general information video, not client attorney privilege information. The content is information only and is not directed to any specific facts or circumstances and cannot be relied upon as a legal opinion, even though that would be nice and save you a trip to the lawyer. If you have a specific legal question, feel free to contact David Groce directly or seek qualified legal or tax counsel in your state of residence, state of mind, or whatever place you call home.